All right, we are moving right along. You are doing great, and I love it. So if you're here, that means that you have seen the videos and hopefully done the work. Do the work, please, of the personal brand building. I'm just checking my list here. Your talk title work, your talk abstract, your killer headshots. And now we're going to get to your show-stopping one sheet. And then after this is your brand dominating social media strategy. Okay, here we go. The one sheet. Now, you probably know what a one sheet is. Actually, you probably think you know what a one sheet is, but the idea that you have in your mind, if you're like most people, is a little bit dated. And that's good. That's good because the new one sheet, the one sheet I'm going to encourage you to make and hope that you make is going to be simpler, cleaner, sexier, and it's going to be easier to sell you with. So let's start with what people have done in the past and bizarrely continue to do that's actually going to give you an unfair advantage over them. Because here's the thing, and this cracks me up. Still to this day, end of 2025 is when this is being shot. People professionals send out those Canva, not even Canva Pro, right? Those Canva looking one sheets that are just jam packed with information. And so imagine getting one of those. No, I take that back. Imagine you're the meeting planner and you've got to look at 90 of those. And they're just these word heavy documents, and people are trying to use these old antiquated strategies like, well, put the groupings of ideas and words on different colored backgrounds to break it up. Trust me when I say the last thing you want to do is pretty much anything that threatens to overwhelm the meeting planner. And so if you send them a one sheet that is just jam-packed with information, you've already missed the boat. The one sheet needs to be like the tip of the spear. It's got to be the best stuff that you have to say about yourself. And only the best. And we're going to get to how you can include more stuff if you want. And you can't do it in a Canva doc, right? You can't do it in a screenshotted Canva doc. So here's the tip. First off, you need to make it a shareable, like, let's say you could use anything you want, but I'll use Google Docs as an example because that's what I use. You need to make it a shareable document within which you can put hot links, right? Now, the old Canva one sheets were really, I hope you know what I'm talking about, because if you do, it's kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. They were the digital equivalent of basically handing somebody what looked like a homework project, right? And so we're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. That's not going to be what we do. We're going to do a clean, sexy, simple document that is easy to read, that guides the meeting planner or whoever's reading it from one thing to the next effortlessly. And you're going to see all of that in the supporting documents that I've provided for you. So don't worry about that. But what I want you to think about is that this is the equivalent, if you remember when I was talking about your talk title, where I said it needs to be one sentence or less. It's got to be benefit driven. And it's got to be simple, and don't overload people with it. That's the same thing here, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of one client I have who has more social proof than I've ever seen. He's worked for sports teams. He's worked for Fortune 1000 companies. The guy has been everywhere. And so his problem on his website and his one sheet was, how do I include all of this social proof? And it wasn't easy, because what we had to do was really come to terms with the fact that you shouldn't. what you do is you pick just the most compelling, impressive of all of the compelling and impressive social proof that he had. You got to really distill it down to what's the best thing you've got, or the best things. And then we can put a little option, click here to learn more. And then you go in and you share everything with them. Now, in your case, it's possible that because you are in this program, which is how to become a bookable speaker, you may not even have a ton of social proof. That may be your concern. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's here's the thing. If you're just starting out, you're not going to be trying to get on stages that are way past your level anyway, or at least you shouldn't be. And so at the level that you're going to be doing your applications and your submissions, they're not going to expect just a resume of success. Okay. So where we will draw your successes from are other parts of your life. What's your professional experience? What's, what's something you've done that is remarkable, things like that. So don't worry about that. But we're going to take, organize, and make attractive, let's call it a version of you. Okay? Wonderful. So remember, with all the training materials that you're going to get with this, what we want is elegant. We want simple. We don't want to overload, and we want to be able to make it so that your one sheet kind of reads almost like a sales document, right? And a sales document, and I don't know how much you know about copywriting. I'm going to assume you don't know much about it, but maybe you do. It's a really appealing headline. Then there's documentation that supports the headline. And then you go deeper and deeper into talking about, whatever it is you're talking about. So you're going to find all of that explained in the documents below. Let's get you a one sheet that sells you and makes you the irresistible choice. I'm looking forward to helping you with this. I'm looking forward to seeing your results. All right, let's get going.